What about the rough times? What about the rough times? We love those times when it's good. We love those good times. We love those times when we moving on up. We love those times, but what about the times when it gets rough? The hard times. What do you do with the hard times? What do you do with the hard times? Life is full of lessons, I tell you, and I'll tell you again. As long as you listen to me, you hear me say, life is a school. We come here to learn from life's classrooms. What do you do with the bad times? Times when it gets rough. All these bad times are nothing but things to make you stop and ponder your life. What is it that brings you peace? Are you at peace if you lose it, those things? Is your peace dependent upon those things? What will you do when you don't have those things? Or when those things hurt you in some kind of way? What will you do? What will you fall back on? What will you rely on to get you through? What will you rely on to get you through when your peace gets snatched away? Or some ill-intended individual comes in your life, turns your life upside down. You ain't even see it. What you gonna do now that it's time to pick the pieces up? Do you have something to rely on in your mind that will help you out? That's the question to the answer of how you fix yourself. You must look to the God within. Inside you is all the answers. Inside you is all the answers that you ever had, ever need, ever want. Inside you. If you don't know something, call on the information. And it comes. You need to find out something, call on the wisdom. And it comes. I'm telling you. You just have to know how to call, what frequency to turn to get that station. If you do that, then the answers are there, waiting for you. This is why no one is unseen. No one is unseen walking this planet. People may think they operate in this secret, but the same God that lives inside you lives inside me, and the next man, and the next woman, and the next child. And so we're all connected through this. When it's time to show me something about you, I turn on God. That God communicates to the God in you, and I get an answer. So what you doing? Are you doing things that should be in the dark, or that you think are in the dark? You know, they're not in the dark. You are seen. You can be seen. All lives can be perceived by someone who has an eye. If you don't have an eye, or your eye is blinded or not turned on, dormant, then you'll miss it. You know, somebody can get past you, etc. But the minute you turn on your eye, all things can be seen. There is no trickery. There is no trickery. All things can be perceived. So what will you do when the time to pick yourself back up? Well, I suppose first you have to have your death. You have to go through your darkness that you brought on yourself. Everything is karma in classrooms. Life is a place of karma in classrooms. You get a lesson, you learn from it. You create a classroom, you learn from it. But do not neglect this responsibility to do so. That's where the regret comes. What happens when we miss our lessons in school, grammar school, high school? We get left back. So everything is microcosm. As above, so below. When you get left back in the real classrooms of life, guess what? You gotta come and repeat it. When you fail, because you weren't focusing, or you had a better thought, you got wrapped up in the sensual gratification that's on this planet, then you have to come back and do it again. You have to come back and realize that you're a God and life is an illusion. And you'll keep coming back until you get it. Why? Because that was the plan. See, that makes perfect sense. There's a reason now for everybody. People are walking these different paths of life through religion, etc. But they're not getting the right answers about what all of this is and why they're here. Well, I just gave you a big clue. What you do with it, that's on you. But I implore you, with any ounce of compassion in my spirit, whoever's listening to this, to learn something while you're here. Learn to identify who's coming to teach you. Really, everybody's coming to teach you. Good, bad, all of it should teach you, but only if you're a student. So you have to discern what it is you should be having your mind on. You have to learn what to do with your impulses. Those impulses that hinder this learning, this growth, etc. What you gonna do when they come for you? That was going through my mind a minute ago. What you gonna do when life comes and says, hey, learn from me? Will you be strong enough? Will you be still enough? Will you be humble enough to accept the classroom? To accept life as a classroom and learn the lesson. If you do, then you'll gather strength. You'll get strength from your experience. You'll go through a rough patch, but it will never break you because there's a lesson in it and you'll learn it. What don't kill you makes you stronger, and peace lives within. You'll always get back to peace if you know it's there. God is peace, and God is within. You'll always get back if you know it's there. What will you do with your lessons, your classrooms, your challenges? What will you do? That's what the question was in that moment before you came. When you were talking to the gods and they were talking to you, that's what they said. They said, what will you do when we bring on the challenges? They said, how will you respond? And you said, I got this. Most of us was like, I got this. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm ready to do it. Some of y'all was like, oh, I don't know about that earth. Earth is rough, man. I don't want to go back. God, please tell me I don't got to go back. God said, you got to do it. You got to grow me inside of you. You got to play the game. You got to play the game to win. Your life is not your own. Your life is God's. God comes to work through you. Wants to grow up through you. You start dormant. God is dormant within you. Says, live life to wake me up. Says, it's time to wake up. Have an awakening, that type of thing. Get enlightened, that type of thing. These are milestones for people to have where they are connecting with the God within. And it's a pact. It's something that they came here to do. You came here to grow through your challenges. Did you just come here to be smacked around by earth? Smacked around by your sensual gratifications, your appetites, and the things they get you into? You know, did you come here to be smacked around? Or did you come here to have lessons and learn from them? This is the source of strength. The source of will do. Can do, will do. This is the source of that. The understanding that this is a classroom and you are being tested every day. Are you a weakling? Are you going to succumb to the test, the tragedy, the crisis? Or are you going to grow from the whole experience? Will you choose growth? You got to brainwash yourself. You've been brainwashed by people who did not like you. It's truth. You've been brainwashed by people who did not want you to succeed, to grow, to do anything but be their slave. That's who you've been brainwashed by. And so you don't know how to take the reins. Life never came by and said, hey, this is how you handle this. You know? Meditate. Somebody told you that meditation was evil. You know, life said, hey, I love you, so I'm going to place the answers all down at your feet, all around your head. I'm going to place the answers here. Will you be perceptive enough to be able to see the signs, to read the language of the gods? Some of y'all were told that divination is evil, it's demonic. How else would you know what God thinks about your progress? How else, if not by asking that oracle, please comment on my spiritual conditioning, will you know where you are in life? What God thinks of where you are? Because it's easy for you to say, yeah, I got a job, I got a relationship, or I'm taking care of my kids, I'm good. I know I'm right, I'm righteous. Self-righteous. It's easy to be self-righteous, but what does God think? If divination was evil, then you couldn't go to divination and get this answer. As it stands, many of us don't use divination correctly. You know, we peering, we investigating, Page of Swords. We investigating, you know, we finding out what's happening with other people. And yeah, and this happened, and oh, that happened, and oh my God, and wow, and all of this, right? But did you stop to ask, what do you think of me, God? When you looking on this planet and I show up, how do I look? How many of y'all asking that with your divination? That's what you should be doing, because that's why it's here. To check your progress. Because you don't know. You think you know. But you've been given the wrong criteria, so of course you don't know. You've been told that success means getting a big car and a nice house, some nice clothes, some jewelry, having a nice looking girl, having a nice looking guy. But that's not success. That ain't got nothing to do with success. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It's a trap. That stuff works on your vanity. These things are a trap within inside your being. You got to go inside your being and unleash all the traps. Because there were plenty. It's a school, folks. It's a school. You have to seek out teachers, seek out lessons. Seek out answers to the lessons. But don't never succumb. Never just succumb to what this is. Oh, life has brought me to despair or whatever. You do that, oh my God. Well, you'll just have to come back. Because the God within is not accepting that. If you go back to the essence, never lifting that God up inside you, then you'll have to come back. Because that's the game. That's the game of life, folks. That's why we, the Creator, come to this planet. We come here to have experiences. We come here in a super huge diversity. Everybody, we look left, we look right, we look over this way, we look behind us. Everybody is different. What is the purpose of all of that? If all of us are God inside. If we all have a God inside, then the purpose of that difference is to provide you with the lessons that will lead you back to the unity, back to how you are all the same within. I know I'm rambling, I'm mixing it up. But hey, this is just what's floating through. I'm near some water, so. There. What will you do with the classrooms of life? You're supposed to see God in everything, everybody. Because it is. God made everything and everybody. People get mad at me because I say God too much. That just came to me. Somebody pissed off that I say God too much. That messes with their demons. See? You got demons inside who don't like that word. They make you feel some kind of way every time I say it. Hey. Some of y'all got hardcore demons inside. They done got you. They hold you with device grip, okay? Y'all need to go study that story. The story of Osir. Yo, that's the greatest story ever. Because it shows you how you work. It shows you what makes you tick. It shows you what's the problem and how to fix it. It shows you all of that. It shows you how to use your spirit. That's why I deal with ancient Egypt, because that story is the best answer that I ever come across, and I have studied various religions. Don't ask me to quote some stuff I studied 30 years ago, but know that it was been done, and I found me the right path. That story shows you how the set within, the Satan within, comes and usurps the God, because the God is just peace. What is God but peace? God was so peace that God had to create some disorder to have. To have challenges to grow himself. He had to create other aspects of his person, or itself, or whatever you want to call it, in order to have, and you don't stop, you don't cook. Yeah. Yes, y'all. What you know about flowing out, going out, and rolling out. I'm about to talk about the light. About to talk, get it right. Oh, okay. I thought God wanted me to freestyle, so. Yo, what you gonna do when Set comes to destroy the God within you? To cut you up into 14 pieces and go scatter you. What happens then? When Set comes and shatters your life, chops you up, chops up all that you thought was right and correct, and scatters it in the wind, what you gonna do then? You need instructions. Go back to that story. Find out who was put on that mission. Find out what you need to do. You know, offset. You have to have a sense of devotion to God in order to pick up those pieces, in order to go to the ends of the earth and find those pieces and bring them back all together. You have to have a sense of devotion to mummify that body back together and conceive through your will, through your devotion to your husband, God. No homo. You have to put the pieces back together through your devotion to God, the God within. Are you devoted to the God within? That's the question of all your problems. Are you devoted to the God within? Are you devoted to the God within is what life is asking you when he comes with the mallet, boop, and bops you upside the head. It says, are you devoted to God? If you're not, then you're not going to get the right answer. You know, if you're not, then God will never be resurrected inside of you. It's all on you. It's your responsibility, no one else's. Say, God, please, God, let me do this. Please, God, give me that. No, it's you. You got to do it. God is saying, please, human, go resurrect my pieces within. Go put it back together. Show me your devotion so that I may awaken the Hashem within you. So that I may spark and rise within you. That's what it's all about, folks. What will you use to spark the God within? Use the classrooms of life. Use the challenges. Use that unscrupulous person that did that to you as the challenge to spark your growth back into God. As your growth to go resurrect the God within. You know, use that tragedy that happened when your home burnt down. Or when your car crashed and you up in the hospital. Use that tragedy to find your devotion to God. That's why it happened. That's why it happened. It's for you to remember who you are. Remember the pieces of Osir within inside your body. Wrap them up. Make them whole. Conceive Haru. Become pregnant with the will of God. To save yourself. To save yourself. When you have healed, what have you done? You have saved yourself. When you have finally realized that you won't submit to despair because of whatever happened, that's when you invoke Haru. You saved yourself. You finally say, I won't allow this drug to get me no more. I'm done with that. No. Now you have invoked the hero within you. And you're on the path to saving yourself. There's nothing on the outside of you that's going to do that. You save yourself through awakening the God within. You battle Set. That's what you do. When Set comes to your life, you come and you fight. It's not about asking, oh please. No. It's about fighting. You have to learn how to fight. You have to learn how to use your will to resurrect the God within on all your circumstances, your problems, your issues, your challenges. That's why we come.